Niger Republic reportedly signs military contract with Russia's Wagner mercenaries in anticipation of Ecowas invasion. Now, this kind of war, Nigeria won't go fight. They could just level all the Nigerian soldiers and level all the Ecowas soldiers that will be involved in that war. That is the truth. If Niger Republic has gone to this level of getting involved with the Russia's Wagner mercenaries, it's going to be a very serious one. Okay, so the same way Nigerians are telling Tinubu and his government to be wary of that plan, and I think right now almost all other non-APC senators and a lot of other senators are now in closed-door meeting opposing the Senate approval of Tinubu to embark on that military invasion. And we also learned that the Senate President Godswill Akpabio is begging senators to sign and approve it. And once it is approved, it means that Nigeria will go into a state of emergency. And it means that Nigeria will embark on that war. And then that's why some people are saying that this is not the interest of Nigerians, but rather for Tinubu to legitimize his being in office and then undermine the tribunal judgment that is probably coming against him. Okay, so now Nigerian government should be aware that Nigerians have signed a contract, okay, with Russia's Wagner mercenaries in anticipation of Ecowas invasion, so that the war will be bloody. Okay, so Nigeria, be careful. Somebody said today that let them go for that war. So in the presence of that war, Nigeria will be scattered both internally and externally, and then all the regions of Nigeria that is probably fighting for secession can have opportunity to succeed, and Nigeria can break up from there. Okay, so that invasion probably will have more of disadvantage than advantage if they try and dare it to move into Niger Republic. The Nigerian government, which is actually led by a military junta right now, has reportedly signed a military contract with Russia's Wagner mercenaries, according to a news report. Okay, American journalist Jackson Henko, citing France 24, says Niger, who overthrew the elected president Mohamed Bazoum on July 26, has reached out to Wagner, a well-known mercenary group known for its fighting in Syria, Ukraine, Africa, and most recently the botched Russia coup. So he tweeted on Friday afternoon, August 4th, the new government of the Niger has reportedly signed a contract with the Wagner group, France 24 says. Wow. This is a serious one coming from French news, French channel called France 24. Okay, the report comes after reports emerged on Friday that President Tinubu had given the go-ahead to Nigeria's military to lead Ecowas on an invasion of Niger. They should be careful, because when they did that in Liberia, Nigerian soldiers suffered the most in that war. Now, if they try that again in Niger Republic, it's not going to be easy. And coupled with the fact that almost 5 other countries that are led by the military within the West Africa has said if they try it, it will be a war for war. After Bazoum was overthrown and detained by members of his own guard, General Abdurrahman Tichani, the former commander of Bazoum's guard, announced 2 days later on state-run TV that he has assumed power. Media outlets have reported that thousands of protesters who favored the coup took to the streets of Niger's capital city, Niamey, over the weekend. Many carried Russian flags and chanted messages of support for Russian President Vladimir Putin. But Moscow has distanced itself from the coup. Russia Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said last week that the Kremlin hoped for the rapid release of Bazoum. On Monday, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov furthered that sentiment by calling for restraint on all sides. However, the Wagner Group, which has contracts in countries such as the Central African Republic and Mali, could look to capitalize on the turmoil in Niger and increase their presence in Africa. Last week, Saturday, Reuters reported that a message posted on Telegram believed to be from Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin praised the coup. Reuters could not confirm it was Prigozhin, but said the speaker had the same distinctive intonation and tone of phrase in Russia as the mercenary group's leader. The speaker congratulated Niger's military for getting rid of the colonizers and offered to send Wagner's fighters to help restore order. Can you imagine? This is a serious one. So if this is true, I know that the Russian government under Putin actually is at loggerhead with the Wagner's group, because the Wagner's group is like anti-Putin in Russia. Okay, it's anti-Putin in Russia. So if this Wagner group have signed pact with Niger Republic, it means that, and they already have contract in places like Mali as well and Central Africa, it means that it's not going to be easy. So Nigeria should be careful in going into that war, because it's not going to be to the interest of Nigerians, and that is going to create a lot of refugees that will overrun the rest of African countries and probably overrun the Europe, exactly, especially the Europe. Africans and Nigerians will run to that Europe, and the refugees that will be created will not be easy. Okay, coupled with the fact that our economy will go loose and a lot of things will start going south. Our exchange rate will go zero, because once the country is in a war, it had direct impact in the exchange rate and the economy and the political stability. And does Nigeria have that capacity to do that? We are all living in past glories of the military might. I don't think we have that might now, because the military has been compromised by the recruitment of Boko Haram returnees into the military. So the military right now is compromised. Military is impoverished, not equipped, not trained. And so the kind of influence we had during the Liberian War, I don't think we will ever have that in Ecomog now. Let's be careful. A lot of Nigerian soldiers are also demoralized and are ready to drop their gun and face Europe and go away. They will do that. And some are also calling on the parents of current serving NYSC members to ensure they want their children not to join the Nigerian military to go to Niger, except they want to go there and escape from there to Europe. Wow. So let's see, there are a few comments here. Somebody saying, please, all these West African countries are suffering all in the name of democracy. Is it not better for the Russians to take over, okay? To take over than the France that they have tested for the past 70 years or more. But the devil we know and tested is better than the angel we don't know. It's the same Russia, not the one that are dealing with their brother Ukraine. If Russia rule you, you will know how far. Yeah, depends on the kind of devil that you have known. If not, the one I have never seen should be tested. Can you imagine? This is an argument when they come here. Somebody say coup is not good, but it's as if it's getting popularity due to bad governance by politicians in Africa. People, troops to street to jubilate each time there's a military coup. Yes. Somebody said not at all. Military rule is not good for any country. Look at Nigeria under Abacha Babangida. But looking at Nigeria under Abacha and Babangida, you know, the kind of corruption that took place under Abacha and Babangida is a child's play now to the corruption that taking place under democratic rule in Nigeria since 1999 to date. So which one is better? Let's get it right. Let's get it right. Somebody I said it, and a lot of people did not believe me. This is why Putin cannot do away with Prigozhin. He is Russia's good ambassador to Africa. Happy? That's another view anyway. So, but my own here is that Nigerians should be very, very careful. Nigerian soldiers should be very, very careful getting involved, because I tell you, France will support that fight. No, not France. Prigozhin will support that fight. I know that France is trying to push Nigeria and other Western world to go and restore democracy there, so that they will continue to have influence on Niger Republic. But then we've seen that democracy is not good for Africa. And even though we know democracy is good if we are reasonable people, but unfortunately, now Africa is not reasonable enough to rule itself democratically. And that is why we are seeing it like democracy is not good for us, because we seem not to be mature to lead ourselves. So what else? If military rule comes and is better and it's making everybody happy and bringing the kind of development and freedom that we need, why not have it? Because a lot of people now have tested both democratic system and military system, and there's pretty no difference. So what are we talking about here? So that is what is coming from online, that the Nigerian Republic military junta has signed pact with the Wagner mercenaries in anticipation of Ecowas invasion. You know, they already declared war. Few countries, including Mali, Burkina Faso, and all of them that are currently ruled by military, have said that if Ecowas should dare invade Niger Republic, it's going to be war for war. So Nigeria should be ready for that. What they think might be an easy war will not be easy, especially now that they're involving foreign mercenaries to come and support them to chase African countries that in Ecowas that will come there to fight. So that is what is coming. So it means that Niger Republic is prepared for that war. So let's be careful. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.